Avengers Endgame has become the fastest film ever to break the 1 billion mark in just 5 days, breaking Avengers Infinity Wars' 640 million record. It goes without saying that this movie is every Marvel fan's dream and more. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. My name is Michael Mello. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a Beyond the Screen video. As well, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Top 10 Beyond the Screens for exclusive behind the scenes content and funny movie related memes. Now, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, you're probably the only person in the world who hasn't, but if you are someone who has, you know the film has a lot of notable cameos, some expected and some not so much. Here are the top 10 surprising cameos in Avengers Endgame. Starting off our list at number 10 is Agent Jasper Sitwell. In Endgame, Captain America has to recover the Mind Stone, which as you may recall was contained with Loki's scepter during the Avengers movie. When our heroes travel back to the Battle of New York, we knew we'd get a lot of cameos from S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. The thing about Sitwell is we all know that he was a Hydra member, so to travel back in time and see this traitor kinda leaves a bad taste in our mouth. Of course, at this point in the timeline, we don't know he's a traitor, so we give huge props to Captain America for pretending to be a Hydra member, all to retrieve the Mind Stone. Plus, it just makes his triumph all that more hilarious. Number 9. Crush Bones. Similar to that of Agent Jasper Sitwell, Rock Rumlow is another masquerading S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who's really a part of Hydra. In The Winter Soldier, Captain America has his most iconic fight, dare I say, in the entire duration of the MCU world against Crossbones in a full room of opponents. So when Captain America has to retrieve the Tesseract and the Scepter in the Avengers Endgame, you gotta wonder if he ever thought about giving them a piece of his mind. But alas, being the good time traveler he is, all he does is utter the words, "Hail Hydra," and accomplish what he traveled in time to do. And at number 8 is Harley Kenner, the boy at the funeral. Harley is the young man who Tony Stark befriends in Iron Man 3, and by befriend I mean that Tony literally gives him an entire lab. Although his appearance at Tony's funeral may just be him paying respects, fans speculate that this could hint that perhaps Harley could become Iron Man in the future. With Marvel, you can never be too sure what a cameo really means. Our fingers are crossed for this theory to be true. Korg and Meek take the number 7 spot. These two are always there to lighten the mood. The pair provided great comedic relief in Thor Ragnarok and totally lightened the mood in Endgame as well. Although a surprising cameo considering we didn't know their fate after the Asgardian wreck, but nonetheless we're glad that Thor, despite life not treating him well post Endgame, will have some friends with him to discover Earth's gaming systems. At 6 we have the cast of the show Community. Cameos from the Community cast members have happened many times in the MCU films since the Russo brothers Joe and Anthony directed the show. This time around we got Ken Jeong, who played Professor Chang in Community, who is now seen as playing a security guard in Endgame. Plus we got Yvette Nicole Brown, who played Shirley Bennett in Community, and she is now seen in Endgame as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. At the halfway point with Jim Starlin at number 5. Jim Starlin is the creator of Thanos. The comic legend appears early on in the Endgame film as part of a therapy group to which Steve Rogers is leading. This scene also includes co-director Joe Russo. When Jim posted some behind the scenes photos of his cameo in Avengers Endgame, he stated that he had a great time with some terrific folks. When I wasn't busy learning my one line or getting made up, I had fun chat. Even though I had to keep my mouth shut for a year and a half afterwards, I'm glad I can now share these pics with you. Thor's mom Frigga is at number 4. The quantum realm permits some heroes to gain closure from those who have passed on. For Thor, that's his mother Frigga. In the MCU up until Endgame, we don't really get to see much of her in both Thor and Thor the Dark World. Even when we do see her, she's never really interacting with Thor. Her appearance in Endgame gives Thor one final chance to talk to his mother before her death during an enemy assault on Asgard. The scene is extremely touching and has Frigga telling Thor to rediscover himself. Of course, at number 3 we had to give it to Peggy Carter. In case you can't remember, Peggy Carter is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. who befriends Captain America in the 40s when he first gets on Super Serum. After being frozen and walking in the present day, we witness Captain America mourn the death of his lover in Captain America Civil War. So in Endgame, when he goes back in time and sees her through the office window, our hearts kind of grow a couple sizes. His love for Agent Peggy Carter is so strong that after the heroes defeat Thanos, Captain America puts the Infinity Stones back into the points in time before they were stolen and then chooses to stay in the past to live out the rest of his life with Peggy. The couple finally get their dance, they get married, and of course, they live happily ever after. Second place goes to Iron Man's father, Howard Stark. Tony has a rocky relationship with his his father, but when he learns that his death was caused by Captain America's friend Bucky, it drives a wedge between Iron Man and Captain America. Nonetheless, in Endgame, when Tony gets to meet his late father, similar to that of how Thor gets to meet his mother, Tony bumps into Howard, who is rushing home to see his pregnant wife. Unknowing that he is speaking to his older son, Howard talks to Tony about having kids and all the emotions that go with it. The scene really showcases Tony's value and love for his father, despite the relationship, and it provides a warm and loving moment between the Starks that fans have always wanted. Last but not least, in at number 1 is, can I get a drum roll please? Of course, it's the legend himself, Stan Lee. The late Stan Lee has his final standoff in Avengers Endgame. The co-creator of the Avengers, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and many more, was known for his cameos in the MCU. When our heroes travel back to the 70s to get the Space Stone, we see a white car speeding in the distance, music blasting from the car. A bumper sticker with Stan Lee's catchphrase, "Nuff said," can be seen, and as the camera pans up, we see a young Stan Lee with an attractive lady beside him. Stan Lee yells, "Make love, not war," to the soldiers stationed outside of S.H.I.E.L.'s New Jersey base, and it perfectly captures his free spirit. We've come to the end of our top 10 surprising cameos in Avengers Endgame. What do you think of our list? Do you agree with it? Did we miss anyone? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss a Beyond the Screen video. And of course, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm Michael Mello, and until next time, see you later.